What is going on, everyone? Shake and Bake 2355 here. Welcome back to our Jacksonville Jaguars franchise. Today we got the season recap, kind of get you prepared for the off-season episode. Got a lot of stuff to get through. Gonna do, show you the usual stuff, standings, stats, awards, Pro Bowls, and then there's some front office stuff I want to show you in this one. That way when we get to the off-season live stream draft and free agency, we are just, good to go. We don't got to do any of that stuff. So we will start this one off, though, by showing you the standings, where we ended up, where everyone ended up, all that good stuff. Texans, of course, like I said, we beat the Titans, if you remember last video. Spoiled them, knocked them out of the playoffs. Texans won that game, or their game, so they made the playoffs. Instead of the Titans, finished at 9-7, Titans 8-8, Colts 6-10, us 4-12. We were 2-6 on the road and at home, so we equally sucked, both home and away. But we did win our last game of the year, so we left off on a win streak. Steelers 13-3, they get the number one seed. Bengals got a wild card at 9-7. Ravens and Browns did not make the playoffs. Patriots 11-4-1, taking the East. Dolphins 6-10, Bills 5-11, Jets 4-11-1. Over in the West, the Chargers get the division at 11-5. Raiders get a wild card at 9-7. Broncos 8-8, Chiefs 6-10. Over in the NFC North, a tight division, Packers get it at 9-6-1. Vikings 8-7-1. Bears 8-8, Lions 7-9, so very tight division. Over in the NFC South, the Falcons get, I don't remember if they had the number one seed of the Seahawks, but they're 14-2. Saints get a wild card. Over in the East, the Eagles win the division. Giants get the wild card at 10-6. Cowboys 8-8, Redskins 7-9. And like I said, NFC West, Seahawks were also 14-2. I believe the Seahawks had the number one seed. And the Falcons were 2. Rams 6-10. Cardinals 4-11-1. Niners 3-12-1. So on to the season stats for our team. Blake Bortles, 2,700 yards, 17 touchdowns, 22 interceptions, 55% completion percentage. He was terrible. Chad Henne, 1,200 yards, 5 touchdowns, 10 picks, 59% completion percentage. And then poor Stave, starts his first game, goes 2 of 4 for 32 yards. 50% of his passes, but like I said, only 4 attempts. Tears his bicep, done for the year. On to the run game, Chris Ivory really kicked some butt when Fournette went out. He missed a month with an injury. He had 817 yards, 3 touchdowns. Or 5 touchdowns. Fournette had 2 touchdowns, 670. Bortles, couple rushing touchdowns. Yeldon did pretty good, but didn't have much carries. Henne with 3 rushing touchdowns. Allen Robinson, MVP of the team, obviously, 103, 1,500 yards, 12 receiving touchdowns, average 94 a game. Mercedes Lewis, 79 catches, 574, 5 touchdowns. Lee had 700 yards, 3 touchdowns. Hearn, 646 and 2 touchdowns. Fournette, 20 for 192, 123 for Yeldon, 148 for Westbrook. Kind of came on later in the year, before he missed a month with an injury. So I think he probably would have had better stats than that had he been able to play all year. Over to the blocking stats. Jared Parnell gave up 13 sacks on the year. Cam Robinson 11. So, I'd like obviously to be them lower, but if you look at some of the other linemen in the league, that's actually not bad. And Alma May stepped up real big. Over 1,000 downs played, only 3 sacks given up. We'll take that. Plus, Leslie led the team in tackles at 111. The captain, Telvin Smith, had 101. Barry Church, 93. Gibson, 77. Jalen Ramsey, 70. Calais Campbell was 60. Jack had 59. Really, I was kind of surprised that he had that low of tackle total because he was all over the field all season long. Over to the tackle for loss categories, he had 21 tackles for loss. So I was surprised his total tackles were that low, but who knows. Barry Church also had 10 double-digit tackle for loss. Bunch of people with 1. On to sacks. Calais Campbell led the way, 15.5 for us. Closely followed by Malik Jackson at 13.5. Yannick Ngakoue. I still don't know how to say his name, guys. I apologize. 8.5 for him. He took advantage of playing time with Fowler being out for, I think it was like 7 weeks. Talvin Smith, the captain, had 7.5. Jones, 7. Avery Jones came on big at the end of the year for us. Aaron Colvin, 5.5 from that. He took advantage of the nickel blitz, that's for sure. And then, like you see the rest of them. Interceptions, we only had 10 as a team, so going to have to try to increase that next year. Church, Boye, and Ramsey had 2 apiece, and then there was 4 guys. Colvin, Jack, Posluszny, and Gibson with 1. So, yeah, only 10 a team. We got to try to get better at that. Pass deflections, Boye led the way with 11. Church, Ramsey, and Smith, the captain, with 6. Gibson had 4. Campbell, 2. Jack, Posluszny, Blair Brown with 1. Blair Brown was a quietly pretty good player for us this year. Didn't play much, but when he did come in the nickel packages, he played pretty well. So I made sure that I kept him around. We'll get more into that a little later in the video. Defensive touchdowns, we had 4. Church, Ramsey, Boye, and I don't know who that second guy was. I forgot. Talvin Smith. The captain. How can you forget the captain? Jason Myers, he had an excellent year kicking the football for us. He was 26-29. And as you can see, extra points, he missed 1. It was that one really windy game. But he's perfect from inside 40. Inside 50, he missed 2. He was 7 of 9. And from 50 or further, he was 6 of 7. So that's pretty good. Especially he wasn't that rated high of a kicker, but he played really well for us this year. I was very happy. Same with Brad Nortman. He came in, he did pretty good. Only had the 1 block. 26 punts inside the 20. Now, we punted more than I would have liked to because our offense was so bad, but, he had pretty good numbers. When he was needed, he lived up to it. Marquise Lee had 1,200 return yards. Averaged 24.3 on the year. That's pretty good. And then D.D. Westbrook, 297 punt return yards. So now we'll take a look at the league leaders. Aaron Rodgers led the way with 5,100 passing yards. Drew Brees, 4,800. Stafford, 4,600. Same with Brady and Rivers running off the top 5 at 4,600 apiece. On to passing touchdowns, Tom Brady led the way with 47. Rodgers and Matt Ryan had 40. Brees had 37. Rivers and Russell Wilson with 35 apiece. Rookie Deshaun Watson, though, had 34 there. And then Blake Bortles led the league in interceptions. So there's that. At least he leads the league in something. Just kidding. That was dreadful. Derek Carr had right behind him with 20. Rodgers led the way 319 yards a game. Brees 304. The only 2 over 300. Stafford, Brady, and Rivers with the top 5. On to running backs. Le'Veon Bell pretty much dominated. 1,700 yards. Garrett Blunt had 1,600. Freeman, 1,500. Same with McCoy, and then Elliott and Dave Johnson, 1,300. Elliott beat him by 1 yard there. Rushing touchdowns. Le'Veon Bell had 23 rushing touchdowns. Peterson, Murray, and Montgomery with 18. Ty Montgomery had 18 rushing touchdowns. Eddie Lacy and Darren Sproles had 15. Holy crap, he must have stole a bunch of touchdowns from Blunt. And then Bell led the way with 108 yards a game. Blunt had 103 yards a game, so yeah, I'm assuming Sproles just took all the touchdowns there at the goal line. On to receiving stats, though. Jordy Nelson, 113 yards. Allen Robinson, second with 103 receptions. I said 113 yards, I meant receptions. On to receiving yards, Golden Tate led the way, 1,599. Brown, 1,535. Robinson, third at 1,505. So, yeah, he's definitely the MVP of the team. Arguably one of the best receivers in the entire NFL this year. He was third in average yards per game as well at 94.1. And then he was 5th or 6th in touchdowns. Brown and Reed had 14. 6th. Tied with Sammy Coates and Brandon Cooks. Pretty good company there for him. And then, if you look at the sacks allowed throughout the league, I'll take 13 when you have all these. Donovan Smith with 33 for the Bucs. That's just, oh, man. So now looking at the defensive stats, and some of these are kind of messed up. For some reason, like half the stats don't show our defensive players for some reason. But we weren't going to be anywhere close on tackles, as we were like 111 was our top guy. But tackles for loss, like Miles Jack isn't on there. He had 21, and they don't show him on there. But Paul Posluszny had 18, and he didn't have 18, I don't think. So that's kind of weird. Montravius Adams, the rookie, led the NFL with 19 sacks. And see, again, Calais Campbell, 15.5, is not on there. Tim Jordan was second with 18. Melvin Ingram had 16. Then interceptions, Deion Jones led the NFL with 8. Obviously, our team leader had 2, so we're not going to be anywhere near the top. A bunch of people with 6 and 5, respectively. In terms of pass deflections, Logan Ryan had 18. Teo was 17. Sherman 16. William Gay and Dion Buchanan had 15. Boye led our way with 11, so we weren't going to be anywhere near that. Kiko Alonso had 6 forced fumbles. Jared Davis Von Miller with 5. And then defensive touchdowns, Earl Thomas the third, ET3, and Patrick Peterson had 2 apiece. 2 teams that beat us pretty handily. So then in terms of team stats, we were 28th in total offense. Horrible. But we were 5th in total defense on the year. So there is at least something to hang our hats on there. Going to the annual awards, Tom Brady was the MVP unanimously, I guess. I don't know. We didn't have anyone even close to on the list. Then Coach of the Year was Pete Carroll, probably deservedly so. We weren't on there, obviously. Doug Marrone, well, more on him in a second. But NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Aaron Rodgers. Defense Player of the Year, Deion Jones. Mitchell Trubisky got the NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year and NFC Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Davis. Best QB, Matt Ryan. Best running back, Devontae Freeman. Mike Evans was the best receiver, followed by Julio Jones, Alex Mack, Andy Levitre. They had 3 of the top 5 offensive linemen to the Falcons. Cameron Jordan to the Saints is best defensive lineman. Deion Jones, best linebacker. Ronald Darby, best defensive back. Robbie Gould was the best kicker. So down to the AFC awards, Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC, Tom Brady. And scrolling through, we had no one on that. Defense Player of the Year, Dante Hightower, followed by Shazier. Texans had a couple guys. Surprisingly, no, I thought Calais Campbell should have been on that list. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Deshaun Watson. So our division repping in that. Leonard Fournette finished 9th. So despite a kind of a rough year. Defensive Rookie of the Year was Myles Garrett. We had no one on that list. Best quarterback, Tom Brady. And obviously we have no one on that list. Best running back, Le'Veon Bell, without a doubt. And we had no one on that list. Best receiver, Antonio Brown. Allen Robinson finishes 2nd. Hoya, I thought he's 1st in my opinion, but I guess I am a little biased because he's our guy. Offensive lineman, Steelers have been the top 3. And they had another one in the top 10. So they had 4 of the top 10. Pretty good O-line. Defensive lineman, J.J. Watt. Calais Campbell did get on that list at least. So did Malik Jackson at 9. Best linebacker was Justin Houston. I thought Talon Smith should have been on the list, but Captain did not make the list. Best defensive back, Malcolm Butler. And I thought Ramsey should have made the list, but he did not. Best kicker was Chris Boswell. Hey, though, Jason Myers was the 2nd best kicker. We'll take that. I think he's going to have a great year for us next year. Hopefully he stays around for a long time. So, yeah, on to Doug Marrone. Like I said, more on him in a minute. The Jacksonville Jaguars have officially fired Doug Marrone and the entire coaching staff. And we have gone ahead and hired Nick Waters, his first actual head coaching job in the NFL, 3-year, $3.5 million deal. He's going to come aboard, and I think he's going to turn us around here, and we're going to be a very good team, hopefully very shortly. So on to the Pro Bowl now. Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers. I'm not going to name everyone as we scroll through. You can kind of see. Allen Robinson made the Pro Bowl. We had 3 Pro Bowlers, and as they kind of scroll along, I'll tell you who they are. Gronk and Reed, that's no surprise. Eifert, Gates. I thought Lewis should have made it, but those are some pretty good AFC tight ends, so can't be too mad, I suppose. As we are scrolling through, I thought Brandon Linder should have made the Pro Bowl at center, but he did not. And then our other 2 guys here were the DTs, Malik Jackson and Avery Jones, of all people, made the Pro Bowl. I mean, he had a good year for us, don't get me wrong. But Calais Campbell gets left off the ballot. Definitely a snub. I thought Ramsey got snubbed as well. And just, but we did have 3, Allen Robinson, Malik Jackson, and Avery Jones. I thought our kicker should have made it too, but they only take 1 kicker. And Boswell was the best kicker award, so obviously he's probably going to make it. Oh, we had 4. Never mind. Brad Norton made it at punter. I completely didn't even see that when I was recording this. So we had 4. So we had the best punter. We didn't have the best punter. That's not an award. That's probably why. Anyway, on to the playoffs here. We'll go through this. The Chargers beat the Raiders. This is the wild card round. The Eagles sneak past the Giants. The Texans beat the Bengals, so our rep from our division is moving on. And the Packers beat the Saints 28-14. So on to the divisional round. The Steelers trounced the Texans, so bounce them out 37-21. Packers go on the road and upset the Falcons 24-10. The Patriots literally squeaked by the Chargers by 1 point, 39-38. And the Seahawks defeat the Eagles 17-10. Moving on to the conference round, the Steelers edge out the Patriots to get back to the Super Bowl, and then the Seahawks trounce the Packers 42-28. So we are in for a rematch of the 2007 Super Bowl, where the Seahawks lost to the Steelers. So let's see who's going to win that one as we sim ahead. And the Seahawks get a little bit of revenge a decade later on the Steelers and win Super Bowl 52, 31-21. They are the 2017 World Champion Seattle Seahawks. They kicked our butt in the regular season. So, hey, we got trounced by the best team in the world, apparently. And then look at player re-signs. Just kind of scrolling through the list to show you who's all there still to re-sign. I have no interest in re-signing any of these guys. So they're all going to go to free agency. The couple people that I did re-sign, I did earlier in the year. And then we made a couple cuts. Blake Bortles being the most important one. As you can see, we save about close to $8 million by cutting him. That will come off the cap. So it's a no-brainer to us because he wasn't going to start for us anyway. Basically, I was going to keep him around if it would cost me more to cut him. But since I'm saving a bunch of money, it was a no-brainer. He's gone. The other somewhat big name, I get, he's not really a big name, but Aurelius Ben. He stepped up for us when D.D. Westbrook got hurt. Had some pretty clutch catches. We also cut him just to save money. We don't really need him. We're probably going to bring someone else in free agency. And so, yeah, the draft pick. I know you guys have been wondering, wanting to see what we have. We landed the second overall pick. We don't have 7th round, so we have 6 picks. But we'll be picking second in each round. So hopefully we can get some really good players in this draft. I'm excited for it, guys. I hope you guys are as well. Like I said, the live stream, I was getting this video out later than I wanted to. So I don't think I'm going to do it at 4:30 p.m. Central on Tuesday, January 30th. But I do want to do it today. So I'm thinking 7 p.m. Central Time tonight, January 30th, on a Tuesday. Guys, if you're excited for it like I am, leave a like. Be sure to subscribe for Jaguars franchise if you haven't already. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Look forward to hopefully see you at the live stream tonight. Till then, like I said, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. Couldn't do it without you. Peace.